state of mind. So that is why handling the mind becomes very important. And nobody teaches us mind management, isn't it? Nobody teaches us how to handle your stress, how to throw out. I don't like to call it stress management. Why do you manage your stress? You can manage your wealth, health, all that, but stress is something which has to be taken out of the system. And it is possible. It is possible. And yoga is a very broad word. It has a lot of classifications on it. It's just not a फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज. फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज तो हम जिम जा सकते हैं, है ना. ये जो है अपने जो मन और शरीर का जो लिंक है वो अपना श्वास है. And this is the only way you can handle your body, the mind, and keep yourself healthier. And doing a little bit of pranayama and yoga helps you to improve your immunity. That is why it is recommended that you do a couple of pranayama and, breathing techniques to handle your immunity. There is scientific proof that, meditation, these are all different limbs of yoga. So each thing, a little bit of everything. See, all of you definitely agree that we all need a lot of time on our hands, correct? Yes, sometimes we think 24 hours doesn't suffice. So, especially during such pandemic, I know how challenging it is now. We need more time, but time is same, whether it is Narendra Modi ji or Mr. Goyal or Chitra, time is 24 hours. We cannot change it. But have you thought that some people are able to do a lot more things in 24 hours? Some people are not. So what is the reason? That is because the mind is not here in the present. Then when you keep your mind in the present, your focus, your concentration improves tremendously. Then automatically all these soft skills which are listed, listening skills, all that come if your mind is in the present. But mind का ऐसा ये है कि हमेशा past में, future में जाता रहेगा. That is the nature of the mind. You're listening here, but one fleeting moment, it is already gone to the last yoga day and come back. We had it physically, अच्छा था और सीख पाए, isn't it? Or it goes to the future. बाप रे क्या होगा, अभी cases COVID के इतने हो रहे हैं. We don't know when it will come to our doorstep. But you might be the most richest, most intelligent, but can you change either your past or can you guess what is going to be in the future? No, isn't it? So where is life? जिंदगी कहाँ है? इस क्षण में, this moment. So how do we do that? Best way, practicing some yoga, which is for the body, some stretches, doing some pranayama. There are so many, innumerable pranayamas available. In fact, I thought of teaching a very simple pranayama even now, so that, I'm sure you can all see me. So even if you're not on video, it is easy for you to learn. And then I can also lead you through a short meditation also, so that, that experience, there's so much of research gone into meditation. Doing meditation, how it increases the lymphocytes in your body. It's amazing, I tell you. There's so much going on. We cannot, certain things, हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, कुछ जान के चलो, कुछ मान के चलो. हर चीज हम जान के नहीं चल सकते, कुछ मान के भी चलना पड़ता है कि नहीं? Yes? Yeah. So know that meditation is something which will help you not only to bring the mind to the present and handle any situation the way it has to be, but also it is something which increases the immunity level in your body. That is what I have learned from Sri Ravi Shankar ji, the foundation of the art of living. He has been regularly conducting meditations since the lockdown for people at various times, and millions of people have been joining in. And also, many of us don't even realize how and why we get depressed. I'm sure you all have heard about the recent, suicide by Sushant Singh Rajput. Actually, has made a lot of people think. We have had earlier also a lot of suicides due to depression, but somehow Sushant Singh's has made people more alert. So it's very important. The research says that it is the second most deaths happening is through suicide. In fact, Sri Ravi Shankar ji asked me to go to Japan to conduct courses because depression is very high there. Isn't it surprising for such a society? Because they are perfectionists, and when you are perfectionist, you will take on a lot of stress, because perfectionism, you expect everyone else to be at your level, which is something which is not easy to achieve. So practicing these, and regarding the mind, like I told you, the quality of your life reflects your state of mind. Very important. You need yukti to handle your mind, skill. It's not easy. Everybody says, okay, you shouldn't be angry, it's bad for you. बहुत आसान है बोलने के लिए, लेकिन कैसे करेंगे? You need some skill, and that skill yoga gives you. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, yoga karmasu kaushalam. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Karma, the action. You get the skill in action if you're practicing yoga. It can be any skill. It can be just your cooking skills, your gardening skills, your everything that we do, whether at office or at home. Why even handling your relationships? I get a lot of distress calls nowadays because people are not meeting each other. There's so much of relationship problems. I was surprised. I thought when you meet, there are more problems. If not meeting also, is creating more problem. So, now it is very sad to see that. And that is because our education system does not involve, handling the mind. Some yoga, some pranayama. If this is taught from childhood, imagine how it would be, isn't it? So at least we are lucky that, with Prime Minister Modi, the awareness has increased. Of course, a lot of yoga gurus have brought yoga to our bedrooms. From Ramdev ji has done such work, definitely. But when the leader, and especially a leader whom you look up to, says it's good to do yoga, and he does it, remember always, even if you tell your children you do yoga and you don't do yoga, they will not do. Okay, they will only follow you. Anything you say, नहीं नहीं अभी तुमको टीवी नहीं देखने का है, and you sit and watch TV, they're not going to listen to you. So it's like that. So the leader he has done the art of living course. He practices Sudarshan Kriya technique that we teach. So we all are also enthused to participate, and it is so nice that administrations like this in Reset and all, you're bringing it to people, so that even, okay, पिछले साल नहीं शुरू किया, कोई बात नहीं, अभी समय है, it's still not late, we can start some practice. I would be very happy to be invited to come over after all this is over. Maybe we can do some sessions there, definitely. Okay, so as I told you, I want to teach you a very simple pranayama. So it's called actually very in light English, it's called the straw pranayama. So we all know the straw, right? So how is the straw? It has a very narrow opening. So in this pranayama, we sit straight with our back and we breathe in through the nostrils. नासिका से ही सांस लेंगे और सांस छोड़ते वक्त आप स्ट्रॉ की तरह आपके मुंह को खोल के जितना स्ट्रॉ में है उतना ही खोलेंगे और सांस छोड़ेंगे. That means you breathe in through the nostril and breathe out through the mouth, just as you breathe out through a straw. Can we all do it? Wherever you are, you cannot go wrong. It is very easy. Okay, that's why I'm teaching you the simple one. Okay, let's close our eyes. It's good to close your eyes and do, because automatically then your mind goes in. Otherwise, it's always out. What is happening outside? So let's close our eyes. Let's sit with our back straight. And let's keep a nice smile on the face. It is okay to fake it. There's no problem. You can fake it till you make it. A lot of happiness hormone gets secreted. And when you keep a smile on your face, your mind, your body thinks you're happy. So a lot of positive impact happens. So let's take a breath in through the nostril. And as we breathe out through the mouth, just make your mouth, just give enough space only for a straw. Breathe in. And now let's remember the point that our exhalation will be longer than the inhalation. So let's breathe in. And there's a very easy way to check. You breathe in 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how we count, and just check that our exhalation is longer. One more breath in. And breathe out and relax. Eyes closed. Let's relax. Feel the relaxation. Keep a gentle smile on the face. And slowly and gradually, let us open our eyes. Yes, so very simple to practice. You can practice it even at office, when nobody is around, or if they also know it, then no problem, yeah. And automatically when you take your mind to the breath, it comes to the present. Yeah. And now, why am I insisting on bringing the mind to the present? See, the reason is, जब आपका मन गत में है, तो क्या होता है? What happens when your mind goes to the past? कैसी चीजें आपको याद आती हैं? Just think about it. Mostly, it is all the negative things that happened in life, isn't it? Very rarely we remember all that we did good. We might say, oh, by that one mark I missed out in joining IIM. Isn't it? You got so much. No, that's the nature of the mind. That is one of the tendencies. When it goes to the past, it has regret. No? Why did I? Guilt. Regret automatically guilt. Then it brings stress in the nervous system. Then when it goes to the future, oh my God, what will happen to me when I retire? What will happen if my children are abroad? I have one son, he's in the US. That's how it is, right? But when the mind goes to the future, what happens? There is anxiety, worry. So this again brings stress in the nervous system. See, simple example, we are now seeing, and suppose there is a speck of dust in your eye. Can you see things clearly? Do you think you can? No, you'll be doing this, isn't it? Same way, when there is stress in the nervous system, whatever you need to see, the outside world, you don't see it as it is. Your perception, you want to have right perception. All of us want, right? We want to perceive things as it is. But because of the stress, people see it as different, not as it should have been seen. Okay, so these are three things which are very important. The perception is important, and then your observation. Perception is how you perceive the outside world. Observation is looking at what is happening to me. Somebody said something, मुझे क्यों इतना गुस्सा आ रहा है? बोलने दो, that is, give him the liberty. You can't control your own mind and emotion. Can you control somebody else's? Tell me. No way. And many of us who are married since long have always tried to change our better halves, our spouses. Have we achieved it? No. What is easier to change? I like that laughter, Mr. Goel. What is easy to change? Myself, isn't it? So how am I going to handle myself? How am I going to handle my emotion? That is important. And how is that possible? I tell you, my experience of practicing yoga for more than 17 years now. I've been a regular practitioner of the art of living technique, and I've seen how life goes smooth. I tell you, there will be ups and downs. Ups and downs are part of living. But smiling through both is the art of living. You agree? Ups and downs are part of living. It will be there. Smiling through both is the art of living. And that is possible. How? When we handle our mind, our emotional, nowadays they talk so much about the emotional quotient, how important it is. Not just the intelligence quotient, isn't it?
Yeah.
So important, because we don't know how we react to situations because of the emotional turbulence that happens, isn't it? Don't we think sometimes, oh, why did I even shout? It was nothing, isn't it? We have such. Your intention was not there to shout. I tell you, people most of the times do not have the intention, I would say all the time, to shout at people or, to say things. That is why it is okay to show some anger than become angry. I always say that, because when you, become angry, who is the loser? Correct? But you can show some anger. I'm not asking you to sit like Mahatma Buddha. No. I know that we all handle teams, isn't it? We have to get things done. But it's okay to show some anger, and put some rules down, some guidelines, housekeeping rules. Suppose the video was on, I would have had many more housekeeping rules here. You can't let your pet come inside, your child come in. But the video is not on, so I didn't stress on that, isn't it? So, how to handle our emotions? And I tell you, it is amazing that practicing yoga, pranayama, and meditation gives us that, And is it not such an easy thing to do? It's not, you don't need any extra equipment. Why do you think during this COVID times many people are turning to yoga? Because you don't need equipment, isn't it? You can just do some Surya Namaskars, today is a very good day. After this, I get into another session, for Surya Namaskar. I'll have a costume change and teach some Surya Namaskars to so many of our devotees because it's very good. Okay, so we can do that sometimes when I come there physically, and it's possible. I tell you, I started practice of yoga when I was 40. Today I'm 57, but I feel lot younger than I felt at 40. That is how yoga can change, and I'm only speaking from my experience. And I learned Japanese after I started practice of the art of living at 40. And I work as a Japanese translator in a software company, and that's possible. If it's possible for me, it's possible for all of us here. And I know many of you, a lot of young guys here with so much more in life to go on. So just take this, as nowadays we have everything on the YouTube. Of course, it is always good to have somebody to teach. That's a different thing. And I know Iriset has a lot of yoga sessions and all that. Iriset is doing a lot. And we also had, workshop of the art of living, the Iriset, we can do that. So it is easier, when you have a structured thing, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and then you learn and you know how to handle your mind. Okay, so as I told you, perception and observation, these two things, you get the right perception and the right observation, you get it with practice of yoga. Your intention is right. Nobody need doubt about your intention. Nobody wants to make a mistake. Do we all get up in the morning and say, आज हमने इतनी गलती करनी है? नहीं ना. गलती तो हो जाती है. Right? But when the mistake happens, we take the mistake as a mistake first. ये नहीं देखना है पहले कि कौन किया. First handle the mistake and then educate the person who did the mistake. Right? Generally, I tell team leaders, when you have to appreciate somebody, do it in a group. But when you have to tell them that they have to correct themselves, do it one-on-one. That way they want to change. Otherwise, we do the opposite. I've seen that many times. Praise, we don't want to do it in front of everybody. Arey, usko bahut chad jayega. Isn't it? No, but I tell you, appreciation, and there is also a good side to it. Guruji says, when you praise somebody, you take their good karma. And when you say some negative things, they take away your karma, good karma. So good way to take our karma. Yeah, good karma. Yes, isn't it? Definitely. It makes them more motivated and inspired. Yes. So shall we do a meditation now? Very simple meditation. I just have 3 guidelines for meditations. Very simple. First guideline is akinchan. Akinchan mane whatever titles we have. I am this, I am the manager, general manager, whatever. All that आपके बाजू रख दीजिए. ठीक है? बस 10 मिनट के लिए. उसके बाद वापस ले लीजिए. Okay? Akinchan. Second guideline is achah. Achah mane, so all the desires, keep it next to you. I'm not saying don't have desires. You take it back. Mujhe ye chahiye, wo chahiye. You have the list, but just keep it next to you during the meditation. And third guideline, aprayatna. Aprayatna mane, no effort. Suppose I'm giving some instructions. Your internet is bad. You lost one word. It's okay. You just sit there without any effort and the meditation will just happen. Are we ready? Yes? Shall we? So we just keep our eyes closed, listen to the instructions, sit comfortably wherever you want to. It'd be good to have some back rest when you're sitting so that you enjoy the meditation. Palms open on your thighs or knees. हथेलियां जंघों के ऊपर आकाश की ओर. रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधी. Eyes closed. Let's keep a gentle smile on the face. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Let us take our attention to the surroundings, the noises in the surroundings. Could be the sound of the voices of your family, whatever it may be, noise of traffic. Accept all the sounds and become one with them. Now you are in harmony with the surroundings. Now let us take our attention to our body. This body is a beautiful gift from nature, from God. Let us honor and respect our body. Let us take our attention to our right foot, right knee, right thigh, and right hip, the whole of the right leg. Let us take our attention to our left foot, left knee, left thigh, and left hip, the whole of the left leg. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Let us take our attention to our stomach and navel region. Our attention to the chest region. Let us take our attention to our right shoulder and right arm. Left shoulder and left arm. Throat. Face. Relax your lips, your cheeks, your eyes, forehead. Let's take our attention to our whole body. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Let us take our attention to our thoughts. Whether good thoughts or not so good thoughts, whatever it may be, let them come. Let us accept all our thoughts and become one with them. Now you are in harmony with your thoughts. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Let us take our attention to our feelings, whether pleasant feelings or unpleasant feelings, whatever it may be, let them come. Let us not resist any of our feelings. Let us accept all our feelings and become one with them. Now you are in harmony with your feelings. You are peace. You are joy. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Once again, let us take our attention to our feelings if there are any. Taking our attention to our thoughts if there are any. Taking our attention to our body, the whole of the right leg, the whole of the left leg, stomach and abdomen region, chest region, right shoulder and right arm, left shoulder and left arm, throat, face, head, the whole body. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Let us take our attention to the surroundings, becoming aware of the surroundings, becoming aware of your breath. Slowly and gradually, let us open our eyes, taking your own time. It is not necessary to take your hands to your eyes. Being COVID times, you can just gently open your eyes at your own speed with a beautiful smile on the face. Good, Mr. Ramana? Good? Very simple, we did it for about 12 to 13 minutes. We didn't even realize it, isn't it? That's simple, because a yoga session is incomplete if we don't do a meditation, right? So just, if you have some questions, maybe I can open the forum to questions.
Yeah, one issue that आजकल जो कोविड का समय, ये ऐसी परिस्थिति है जिसकी किसी ने कभी परिकल्पना नहीं की थी। तो योग के माध्यम से ऐसी कोई क्रियाएं, ऐसी और कोई साधन जिससे आम मनुष्य जो योगा एक्सपर्ट नहीं है, वो अपनी रोधक क्षमता किस तरह बढ़ा सकते?
Very good question. Yes. So as I was telling you, ये जो प्राणायाम के हैं, प्राणायाम, maybe another day we can have a session just for that. I can teach you some more pranayams, and or I can send some links to maybe Mr. Murthy, and he can share it, the meditation link and some pranayam, so that you can start off the practice. See, something like, I'm sure you've heard of Anulom Vilom, right? Alternate nostril breathing. It is a very simple pranayam, but very powerful because apne nadiyon ka shuddhi karta. So it's very good, So like I told you, the straw pranayam, then you have, the Kapalabhati. It is very good for the intellect. And why pranayam is important, I just want to tell you something. It's about the breath. हम ज्यादातर सोचते हैं कि हमें बहुत सारी न्यूट्रिशन जो है खाना से मिलता है ना? But actually 90% of our nutrition comes from breath. Isn't it amazing? 90% nutrition comes from breath. And breath को हम ध्यान ही नहीं देते. When do we give importance to breath? If we are running, up the stairs, lift काम नहीं कर रहा है. Yes? Or running behind your children or grandchildren, isn't it? Otherwise, we don't give importance. But breath, and this is about the nutrition. And there is another aspect of breath. 70 to 80% of the toxins from our body is thrown out through the breath. Only 20% is by stool, urine, phlegm, whatever. All the other, but 70 to 80% is through the breath. That is why giving some time, even just get out of bed and do some breathing before you even go out will really give you that. And one more tip I would like to tell you, that we breathe in and out these long breaths, and before you go to bed also it is good to take some 10, with awareness, 10 deep breaths and then go to sleep. The reason is, otherwise what we do, we sleep with all that didn't happen right in the day. हमेशा हम कब कैसे नींद के लिए जाते हैं, जो अच्छा हुआ वो याद नहीं होता है, जो सही नहीं हुआ, that keeps bothering us, isn't it? So by taking this 10 breaths, why I am saying this, because sleep is very important. It gives you immunity. Quality of sleep is important, and that you can do it right away tonight, and you will see the difference in the quality of your sleep. Just some 10 breaths, deep breaths with awareness. And just remember this point, that inhalation, exhalation, there should be a difference. Exhalation should be longer. Simple reason that when exhalation is longer, the toxins are thrown out more. And inhalation and exhalation, when it is longer, automatically your lungs get filled up with, fresh air. I, from my personal experience, I had got chicken pox in my young age, and I had a lot of marks. Just by doing breathing practices, Sudarshan Kriya, it's all gone out. So I always say it's like a facial. You don't have to go to a parlor, but when you do these things, and I'm only speaking from my experience, nothing from the books. It is possible. So that is why I always advocate that there is no age to start practice of yoga. Always one thing people tell me when I conduct workshops of art of living, this only regret they have, मैडम काश हम पहले ये सीखते है ना, पहले से शुरू करते, इतना आसान है. And because people think meditation माने बहुत मुश्किल है, कैसे कर सकते हैं? It is not, because it is not something which you are controlling. It is just observing. Today, what did we do? We just observed. We went from outside. Vatavaran se we went inside. We looked at our body. Remember? See, that what we did is called Yoga Nidra. I'll send those links to Mr. Murthy and he can pass. Yoga Nidra, the Japanese, when I conducted them, they said, Madam Chitra-san, this is power nap, they said. It's like a power nap. And they are like fresh after the power nap. The Japanese ready for meetings. Right? So the Yoga Nidra is very powerful. It relaxes you. And I'll send those links to you. And what we took attention is, when you take attention to any body part, it relaxes. Because खुश हो जाता है, हमें एक थोड़ा attention दिया, है कि नहीं? आपके बच्चे, आपके वाइफ attention ही तो सीखते हैं. बस एक 5 मिनट आप attention दे दीजिए, देखिए कितना फर्क पड़ता है आपके रिलेशनशिप में. हम क्या करते हैं? Attention के टाइम में हाथ में ये रखते हैं, हाँ, क्योंकि हम busy हैं. Right? I tell you, your child will not take more than 2 minutes of your time. It doesn't have patience to talk to you. But that 2 minutes, we are not able to give them wholesome. Isn't it? Simple. I just, shared simple tips with you today. I'm sure we will come back for another session, maybe sometime when all this thing gets over. I can come over. Yes. And they told me till 9:15. Thank you, sir. So I said 9:10 is a good time to stop. Any other questions anybody has can unmute and ask me, or send it through chat. I can, read it on the chat also. But I'm really happy to, be here, although you guys suddenly decided and started it. But, it is very good, because after all, when somebody tells, then it strikes you that, okay, I haven't done so long, so what, let me start today, right? Yes, anybody, any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, please tell me, sir.
I am now 80.
Okay.
Can I start meditation and yoga at this age?
Of course, but you need to start it under meditation. You don't need any guidance. I can send you the links. But if you have to start yoga, it has to be at least 3-4 days under some, teacher. You see, why do we say teacher is important? Because the teacher will guide you through it correctly, right? So that you don't, sprain your back or something. Because yoga is actually very addictive. When you start doing, I tell you, you won't know where to stop. So that is why it's important to listen to your body. So meditation, right away, pranayama and meditation, sir, you can start it off right away. No doubt.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. That's so nice. I'm so inspired to see you ask this question, Mr. Chandan. Really nice.
Thank you.
Yes.
No doubt. Else we can close the section.
Yes, we are done. So I am Like Mr. Hari, thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Murthy.
Madam,
Yeah.
Chitra-san,
Yes, tell me.
yoga no session wa
Hi.
oi desu.
Sugoi. Arigatou gozaimashita.
I mean, it is omoshiroi desu.
Okay, very nice.
Watashi tachi
Ah.
mina
Ah.
tanoshinde imasu.
Oh,
Domo
sugoi. Very
arigatou
nice.
gozaimasu.
Excellent. I'm so happy. I love Japanese, and when I listen to it, it gives me, thank you for that feedback, Mr. Ramna. It was really nice. I really appreciate that.
So, I agree with you. I also learned the Japanese just last year, and I completed my certification this March, actually, this session.
Sugoi, I'm coming to meet you then, definitely.
Domo.
Yes. Thank you really for this wonderful opportunity.
We thank Chitra ma'am for giving this insight into the controlling of mind. As you told, madam, the controlling of mind, actually we can improve our quality of life. Though she's in Bangalore, she has responded to our request and has spared her valuable time. We thank for her advice, and she has refreshed, motivated us how to lead a quality life in the present time. I'm sure each and every participant got benefited, and they will be continuing as part of the routine. We also thank DG sir for conducting these events through online. Thank you one and all, and especially the telecom staff and all the trainees for successful conducting this event. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you once again, ma'am.
Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Goalji. Really nice. I heard a lot of good things from you, from Mr. Mohanji. He was telling me that we have a fantastic person now. You must come and meet him. So I look forward to meeting you. Yes, thank you, Mr. Murthy.
Thank you, ma'am.
We managed to pull it off, though you called me last night.
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am, for responding so fast, actually. And your dedication is really excellent towards yoga. I have no much to praise, but really.
No, it is said I have a special place, Mr. Murthy. You know that, right? I've been coming there now. This is the 6th year, so it always I stay very close to Iriset, so it's like backside. So
last 5 years we were conducting, madam, and we felt that even this year also we want to continue. Even the last week also you responded very thankful.
Really, I really felt good being here. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, with your permission, can we close the meeting, sir?
Yeah, close it, sir.
Okay.
Please thank all the participants. Please thank all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all.
Especially Chandan sir. In fact, he has spared time. Such a senior officer, he has come and blessed us, blessed the occasion. I specifically thank Chandan sir and all the participants.
Thank you, sir. Once again, sir. From the research side, we thank one and all for participating in this event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you all.
Very well done, Murthy. Excellent show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy International Yoga Day to all. Right. Thank you. Leaving the session.
Including Father's Day to all.
We reached an audience of 170.
Yes, sir. It was very big.
Neela, she helped me a lot. In fact, I was trying to reach someone on the social media. I caught hold of her, and I can't thank this young officer enough. Neela, if you are able to hear me, please.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, very good morning.
Good
so
morning,
kind
sir.
of you.
Thanks a lot, sir. It was just amazing.
But we have been doing not many things, and somehow we were not able to reach everyone whom we intended. That was the idea behind creating the Facebook page. That we had to improve our social media presence, and that's the reason why yesterday's session we had close to 300 people. Today's session we had close to 170 people. We want to reach everyone. We want to reach every single individual who is interested in knowledge in any part of the country. And whatever it takes, whatever effort is needed, we will definitely explore all options. Social media is definitely going to increase our reach exponentially. And we had a great session. I compliment all the organization, Madam specifically, and all those who managed to spread the word around and got the audience. I am sure whosoever has come here, they all must have been benefited. These are things which are needed in these times, and let's all work to improve our fitness. With these words, I conclude. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Murthy garu.
Thank you, Hari garu. Okay. Right.
Right.